Hello and welcome to the United Community Channel. Whatever. United 1, Arsenal 3. Terribly disappointing. But anyway, look, we're back with a match reaction video. And we've got the usual two guys in. We've got Chris and we've got Oisin. Good to see you guys. What more can you really say about that? But anyway, look, get your thoughts in, guys, into the comment section. Anybody watching, any official members of the YouTube channel, if you want to come in and join us, please do come on screen with the guys. The link is on the community tab for any official members. So go check it out as well. Go on. The floor is yours.
Glad to have you back, Jack.
Yeah. Fucking delighted to be back. Yeah. Right, getting away from the massive disappointment of, the result. Chris, what did you think of the actual performance?
Static. Static until the super subs come on. The whole first half. Rashford got one chance on a counterattack, but we couldn't. In a run of play, we can't find them. The whole first half, I don't think Bruno touched the ball in a meaningful way the whole time. I don't know why that is. I don't take anything away from Eriksen in the counterattack. Brilliant ball, brilliant finish, 1-0. Arsenal came back and answered the way that a team should. They came back and answered well. And then, after that, it was like second half, got a little bit better. Højlund came on. You can see, like you said, Jack, he occupies center backs. I think we just need to build an identity around that because I think it's something that can very well work. If he's occupying, then if he holds, he can distribute to the backside where there's oncoming runners or something because we have to figure something out. We can't go to season playing like we did in the first half against Arsenal. We won't win many games.
Yeah. Oisin.
What can I add to that?
Happy birthday, by the way.
Huh?
Happy birthday.
Fucking hell.
Thanks, guys. It means a lot. Thank you. Just more of the same. Same old nothing really up front. I said it in the first half. They look very rigid, regimented. There was no fluidity up front. They looked fragile through the middle, but Casemiro and the two centre halves never really looked settled. Losing Martinez in the first, it was a midway through the first half. Maguire came on towards the end of the first half. Maguire came on.
No, second half.
Second half. And then
I know it felt like a lot longer he was on the pitch.
And then it just went downhill. Højlund coming on. A huge part of our season.
Yeah.
So we need to, as Chris says, build around him. That has to be our identity. And I don't want to become a long ball team, but I think we need to become something because at the moment we're nothing. We don't have anything.
I think putting Amrabat when he does come and he's able to play, I think having him next to Casemiro, I think those two guys will be able to hold the ball and give us what we need to be able to create and play back and forth. Because, like I said, we get the ball, we go forward, and then it's immediately we go backwards again. Even going back to the center backs, there's no midfielder that's even in front of them to receive the ball, to keep the ball off of our center backs. It's and I hate to say this, and it's awful. We're only a transition team, and it sucks. Because when was the last time we scored a goal that really wasn't a transition goal?
Yeah.
I don't want to admit it. I really don't.
Yeah, look, I know, me be ever the optimist and all that nonsense, but I thought for large periods of the game, we actually coped quite well. We're not playing away at Molineux today against Wolves or anything like that. You know what I mean? It is Arsenal. There are going to be periods of and probably large periods of the game where we are going to be chasing shadows, and we are going to have to maybe sit in. And I thought for a long period of time we did a kind of a really good job of nullifying Arsenal and maybe keeping them away out of kind of maybe not letting them into the final third. But I don't know. There's just something lacking within this team that I can't put my finger on. I just can't. I don't know what it is. Is it I don't know, like lack of experience, or blended with a lack of maybe youth in midfield with Casemiro and Eriksen, maybe with I don't know, a bit of naivety up front. I don't know. Maybe it's a lot of things, but I mean, again, probably our best player was our goalkeeper.
I don't.
Yep.
Yes and no. I think Diego Dalot played really well today.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, I think he was probably man of the match.
I mean, because I said, for as much stick as we give Anthony, and he didn't play well again today, and that's fine. He can go to the bench, and I'm an Anthony supporter, but he can go to the bench. But Dalot neutralized Saka. You didn't hear much about him. I mean, he had an opportunity that he muffed. Okay, that's what. But he wasn't normal Bukayo Saka. But I agree with you, Jack. We have to, when you play in the Emirates, that you're gonna be long periods of time where we're gonna be without the ball. But even when we do get the ball, we don't hold the ball. It's like hot potato. Like nobody wants to hold it, and I think that's our issue. Is like everybody in the flicks and tricks, the one touches to try to spring someone in transition instead of, hey, hold the ball. I mean, we hold the ball with our center backs. We don't hold the ball with our midfield. And that's a problem.
Yeah. It's kind of, again, I mean, I think we mentioned this a couple of weeks ago. It's kind of like, it's, and this is not just a Ten Hag thing. This seems to be a United thing over the last few years, where we get to the final third and we just run out of ideas. You know what I mean? Just completely run out of ideas. Right. I'll just mute for a second. If you can mute yourselves, you work away doing it. I think, I don't know. I struggle to. Obviously, I'm not a coach, and I don't know. Obviously, Erik ten Hag knows a lot more. But we need to be able to play a type of game where we do get to a final third, and there is space to play into, and there is opportunities for players to run off. I mean, Anthony Martial today offered us absolutely nothing.
Oh, he's a slug. He was a slug.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
I mean, the bright spot, though, Jack, I'll say, and I don't mean to cut you off, is that when Højlund came on, if you go back in the last 10 minutes, when he does get into the box, he's making darting runs.
Yeah.
But I don't think we're used to finding someone that's doing it. Like, he's just not stagnant, like sitting on the back shoulder. He's making darting runs to try to get in the space and opening other spaces up, which I'll be positive and say going forward, I think that's going to create more, because if he's making those runs, Bruno or Amrabat or Casemiro can run through, your backside winger can come through and everything like that. I think he, in just the small things and watching him making off the ball runs, he does very well.
Yeah. Even in the short cameo appearance that he had.
So that's my positive.
Yeah. No, you're dead right. Let me go through some of the comments here, because I'm conscious that some people have comments in. Killian says, how bad of a second half we had. That was so not appealing to watch. Johnny Evans and Maguire are two worst backs. Well, look, I mean, the fact that we now have, or we finished that game with Johnny Evans and Harry Maguire as our two centre backs, and I don't like to be making excuses, and I don't like to sound like a broken record, but if there is ever a fucking Glazer centre back pairing, it's the two of them. You know what I mean? I mean, for the love of divine God, I love Johnny Evans, not so much Harry Maguire. It just stinks of the fucking Glazers. Arsenal for life is back.
Of course.
like he promised he would be. Okay, so well, he's entitled to be, in fairness. Irish lad says, when you end up playing Maguire and Evans at the back for 20 minutes, terrible goal for Onana to concede, really poor wingers, offered nothing. Defensively and offensively, Martial did nothing. Always Football says, idiot manager, idiot referee, and Rashford an idiot. All right, I think you might be the idiot. Thomas says, rice, baby. Oh, for fuck's sake. I'm hearing that now for fucking ever. Rashford Brain Dead says, Irish lad. James says, Eric Ten Hag out. He is a fraud. No. Niall says, biggest problem now is it looks like Maguire and Evans are our first choice central defenders. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look good, the fact that both of our starting centre backs are out injured. Thomas says, Eric Ten Hag out, had enough. He's blown it and never wins big games. Let me go to you on that one, Oisín. Is there a kind of a cause for concern that Ten Hag hasn't beaten any of the top six away from home?
Yeah, I mean, I refer back to my bet I made my father at 5 o'clock this morning over a few glasses of whiskey. He's very Dutch, isn't he? He's very set in his ways. He doesn't make subs at a certain time. The possession football, we're not going to make a mistake. We're not going to try pushing too far forward. We're going to keep the ball. Does he fully trust his playing personnel that he has yet? I don't know, even though a lot of the people starting today were his boys. We had a great season last year. Was that just paper over some of the cracks that are now starting to appear again? We need to establish an identity quick. We had something coming up towards the end of last season, but that seems to have evaporated again very, very quickly. Same start as last season.
Yeah.
Some very big losses, some very dodgy performances. And that's 2 losses against maybe the top 8 teams around us, Spurs and Arsenal. That's not great.
Yeah. Already 6 points behind City as well, Chris.
Yeah, I mean it's not a great start, like Oisín said it, and I don't like the Evans Maguire thing. I mean, like I was calling, Reece Bennett, Will Fish. I don't care, bring them. They're younger, they're faster, they can play a higher line. Maguire and Evans can't. I mean, at some point, you got to give younger guys. I mean, at least Chelsea, and I hate Chelsea, but at least Chelsea's giving younger players an opportunity to get some time. I mean, will Reece Bennett and Will Fish make mistakes? Yes, but we already know the mistakes that Maguire and Evans are going to make. Yeah. I mean, I won't fault Johnny Evans for the goal, the Declan Rice goal, but like, somebody has to go out and challenge that. How he has that much time is ridiculous.
I mean, at least Johnny Evans was trying to get out. He was marking Gabriel Jesus, and he was trying to pull him out of the way to get out and block the shot. You know what I mean?
But no, and I get it, and I don't like I said, I don't fault Evans for it. I mean, Evans didn't really do anything wrong when he came on, but like you said, Jack, we play a lower block then when he came on because we weren't, we're not going to press, but the problem is when you play somebody for 90 minutes like that with those two, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't think it's going to be very good for us. But, I mean, I think that we're at a point now, like we said, that we need to establish the identity. And now that Højlund can play, over the international break, I know guys are going to be gone and everything like that, but we need to establish the fact that Højlund's going to play at the beginning of the game. How are we going to do it? We need to be able to go up 2-0. We need to be able to score in the first half. I mean, not just on transition either. We need to be able to maybe with Amrabat and Casemiro, that'll help free up Bruno. Yeah. I mean, that's the only that's the only positive outlook that I can think of, that is maybe Bruno will be able to move as a number 10 more freely with Amrabat and Casemiro.
Yeah, he didn't offer a lot today, Bruno Fernandes, either, in fairness to him.
And maybe he was marked out of it. I mean, I couldn't find him, and maybe we couldn't find him. So,
yeah, he tends to do that. He's coming into a bit of a it's becoming too much of a habit now where he has a really good game and a really poor game. You know what I mean? Aaron says, waited too long to make changes. Anthony and Martial were terrible today. Anthony pissed me off. He just kept stopping. The last goal is exactly why the Amrabat deal is so important. Having two strong CDMs is a must, especially with a defense like we had today. I know it was a makeshift centre-back pairing, but that's our backup and nothing we can do about it. And I agree with the majority of what Aaron is saying there, but it shouldn't be our backup. You know what I mean? We should have 4 capable centre-backs killing each other to get in ahead of each other. You know what I mean? And that's down to the investment that's been put into the club, and it just hasn't been good enough, you know. Liam says, legs are gone on Casemiro and Evans really shouldn't even be at the club. Stephen says, Maguire and Evans, conference centre-back, never going to end well. Irish Lad says, what a game plan. Like, it's shocking to watch. Is it Eric Ten Hag or the shite players we still have in the team? I think there's a bit of unluckiness today as well. I have to, you know what I mean? Obviously, I am desperately disappointed and you know, there has to be criticisms laid, but I think we were, I mean, fucking 3 minutes before the goal went in, we could have been 2-1 up. Yep. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, everybody is saying it was a perfect game plan from Ten Hag. Soak up the pressure, hit the counter attack, and you know what I mean? You get out there with 3 points. So I think we can, you know, it's easy to be very negative now. And I understand people are going to be pissed off as well, but let's
I agree. I mean, if you take a step back and you look at it and you say, was it a perfect game plan? Like you just said, that we soak up the pressure and then we counterattack because we are playing at the Emirates. We don't have the squad that we want to have out there right now. I can agree with that. Do I love it? No. But at the same time, like, besides, I mean, how many real chances did we have? And that's what bothers me, is that we are so dependent on 3 chances a game.
Yeah. Well, the point being is that over the last few weeks and months and probably a couple of years, we've been crying out for a striker. There's no point having a striker if you can't make chances for him.
But I mean, you're right. But I think I'm going to be optimistic. I think in the movements I saw today, and I mean, how he tries to hold the ball up, and like he was handling Gabriel.
Oh yeah, no, that's not a criticism on him at all. That's a criticism on us. You know, like you could put Mbappe up there or Haaland, and if you're not creating chances for your strikers, then you're not going to score goals. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's see here. Box says Arsenal didn't look great either. They were way off City and Liverpool. That's a good point as well. I mean,
that's because they started Kai Havertz.
Oh, he is absolutely fucking useless.
He's terrible. He's so bad.
God.
Like,
yeah.
I mean, I honestly feel bad for him. I really do, because, like, I mean, he puts in effort, but he, like, just go sit down for a while and just not do anything.
Yeah. You know? Yeah, I agree. Warren says the drop off from Bruno and Casemiro is shocking. We can't defend, can't create, and can barely score. I usually hate the international break, but glad of it this time. Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. I think the midfield is a big problem personally. I think, look, we all know the qualities that Casemiro has, but I think he's not getting any younger. And I mean, would you prefer a 31-year-old Casemiro in your team, Oisín, that has won 5 Champions Leagues, or would you prefer a fucking 24-year-old Declan Rice who has won a Europa League but has the potential to go on and win a lot of Champions Leagues?
I mean, that's quite obviously a rhetorical question. Do we have to answer that one?
Yeah. Well, I mean, in a general sense, with the midfield, I suppose my question is probably, should we have a younger midfield, given now that Ten Hag has had, I know, look, Mason Mount is out injured, and what's Amrabat, 27?
I mean, our midfield today, two were over 30. One literally died and came back to life. And Bruno blows hot and cold. He's great 1 week against so-called lesser team, and then against one of our rivals, or what should be one of our rivals for a top 4 finish, he's anonymous. He tries flicks that you should never try. He never seems to put his foot in the ball. He never wants to control the tempo. He's just I don't. Chris, you said you couldn't find him today. Did he go hiding? I wonder, does he go hiding in big games, and then when something doesn't go his way, he throws his hands out and has a moan?
I mean,
For a
I
while,
agree.
I thought that about him.
I agree, and today, I mean, I always have this debate with my friends: who's better, Odegaard or Bruno? I mean, Odegaard was relevant today, not only because he scored the goal, but you saw him do things today where you didn't see Bruno do anything. And so let me throw this out here to you guys, and let me okay, so last year we had David De Gea playing, and we played out differently. You know, we played through the midfield with Casemiro and Eriksen a lot more last year. Now that we have Onana, are we really bypassing our midfield that much? I mean, it's like the midfield's not showing for the ball as much as they did last year. I mean,
I think
is that do you understand what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
we're still learning how to play
the Onana way.
Yes, which is not a bad thing. Don't get me wrong, but
yeah, I think it's too slow. I think playing out from the back is too slow with Onana on the ball for too long. Passes it to Lindelof too slow. Passes it back too slow. You know, and all that does is it allows the opposition team to put 11 men behind the ball, get their shape, and just screen. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Okay, come on, play through us. Get narrow, let them out wide if you need to go wide. No problem. We can defend them from wide areas. You know what I mean? But there has to be a bit more tempo to it. You know, like you see Ederson, for example, at Man City, he gets the ball. He doesn't really delay that much on it. He gets the ball. He fucking moves it quickly. You know what I mean? Alisson similar at Liverpool. And I think we're probably still in the phase of getting used to how Onana plays. He doesn't seem to be given out too much, that players are not in position quickly enough. So he doesn't seem too pissed off. So I don't know, but
I just think he likes to play the ball, so he's not mad. So, I mean,
yeah, maybe
but
so.
the thing is, like, our midfield's not, I mean, I can't think of one time in this moment that I can say our midfield's showing for Onana to receive the ball, besides, like, running all the way back to the 18-yard box. I mean, like, showing in a spot that all of a sudden he's going to play a nice 20-yard ball into him, and they're going to be able to turn and then play another progressive ball. Like, we're not, Onana's passes aren't progressive like they should be, I guess is where I'm going. Because
you also need players to be fucking showing for it as well.
And I think that's what I'm trying to get at is like we're not our midfield's not used to doing that.
I said that right at the very start of the season at Wolves, that our ball wasn't coming through midfield fast enough.
Yep.
Yeah. The ball was coming to defenders, back to the keeper, and then they might try ball down the sides, out the wings, and then the ball was going dead. And I remember saying at the time we needed someone in there with Casemiro and the double pivot to take the ball on the half turn and play the ball forward faster.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's 4 games back now.
Yep.
And there still hasn't been a fix to that. Okay, Mount is out injured. Is he to play through that? I don't think so. How is Mount going to fit into the system now with Amrabat? I don't know. But yeah, we do need that transition. It's just too predictable. I go back to Anthony being one footed, but we're just so, and we're playing around. This is what you were saying about De Gea and Maguire last season. We're playing the ball around to the back too much. A mistake is going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to go for a very simple, stupid goal.
Yeah,
the way I look at it is that, and I agree with you, Oisín, we are too predictable. Anthony drops wide for it. Never tries to run in behind looking for a true ball. Never. No. I don't think I've ever seen him go in behind. Always hugging the touchline, looking for the easy pass out. Rashford always looking for the ball in behind. Rarely, makes maybe a. Well, I suppose Rashford mixes it up sometimes, but again, predictable. We're placing a lot of our hopes on Rasmus Højlund being an absolute fucking baller, because if he's not, we're in trouble.
Well,
we're in big trouble.
So here's my problem in the first half. Like I said, besides the transition goal, when did we ever really play through Rashford? He's our best player. We really never did. Even swinging the ball to him on the end line so he can take Ben White on and kill him, which he does every time he goes up one-on-one. You never saw that happen.
Yeah.
which is a problem. So
Yeah.
But boys, I have to run. So
Yeah,
thank
Brand,
you.
I was just going to say we'll go anyway. But I appreciate your time, lads. Much appreciated as well, Oisin. Yeah, but look, I mean, desperately disappointing. But you get what you deserve, I suppose, in these kind of games. You know what I mean? Didn't take our chances, so tough shit. But anyway, happy birthday. If you were drinking whiskey at 5 o'clock this morning, I'd say you're probably looking forward to going to bed. So yeah. No, I appreciate you coming on as usual, man. Thanks everybody for watching as well, guys. If anybody does want to become an official member of the channel and come on and give your opinion in the match reactions after every game, link is in the description. Go check it out. But I appreciate you coming on. I'll chat to you during the week.
Be good. Thanks, Sue.
Take it easy.